Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to review the video games that I've always been wanting to review, Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles. Now, of course, since this is a sequel, I'll most likely go over all of the new things that were added rather than just explaining everything I've already talked about in the previous Sonic video. So, if you want to know more about that, then you might as well watch the previous reviews. At the end of Sonic 2, Sonic destroys the Death Egg, and by Sonic 3, it's actually crashed on a floating island, which is now crashed into the ocean. Sonic and Tails decide to investigate, but along the way they meet Knuckles the Echidna, who ambushes Sonic and takes all of his Chaos Emeralds, believe that Sonic is the enemy.
Fuck you, asshole.
And of course you know the drill. Sonic and Tails have to journey across all of the levels, collect all the Chaos Emeralds, and of course stop Dr. Robotnik from taking over the world. Yeah, standard stuff. So of course, Sonic 3 has most of the standard moves that you would expect for a Sonic game at this point. However, Sonic 3 actually has quite a few new additions. For example, if you press the jump button mid-air, Sonic will have a small shield that will appear for about a split second before disappearing. To be perfectly honest, I never used this technique. I just don't see what the big deal is. What's the point of giving Sonic a little mid-air shield when he can take care of enemies just fine? I don't really understand why they added this, but I guess that's what Sonic enthusiasts will probably tell me in the comments. Speaking of shields, Sonic actually gets some new shield upgrades in this game. The Fire Shield, the Electric Shield, and the Bubble Shield. The Fire Shield allows Sonic to do a mid-air dash attack, the Electric Shield allows Sonic to do a double jump, and it can also draw in rings, and the Bubble Shield allows Sonic to do a bounce attack, and he doesn't drown underwater now. Well, I don't have to hear that intense music anymore. The special stages of course return for this game, and just like the last two games, it's been changed again. In this game, you have to locate these giant rings that are hidden throughout each stage. If you jump into one, you'll be taken to a special stage. In this special stage, you have to turn all of the blue spheres red, but if you touch a red one, then the stage ends. And of course, if you complete the special stage, you are rewarded with a Chaos Emerald, where you can once again turn into Super Sonic if you collect all of the Chaos Emeralds. So yeah, it's your pretty basic Sonic game. There's new things added, and some things have been tweaked. The music's still awesome, the levels are still fun to travel through, and the gameplay is about the same as what I expect for a Sonic game. So that's pretty much it, right? Wrong. There's actually another Sonic game, well, technically, that was released a few months after, Sonic and Knuckles. Now when I played this on the Sonic Mega Collection, I could not figure out why these two games were split. That is, until I eventually did my research. Yeah, that's what I do when I'm confused about these games, I just research them just to look up my information. I'm not really sure why, but, you know, maybe Sonic Team were on a deadline, I'm not really sure. Now, since this game is called Sonic & Knuckles, you can actually play as Knuckles. Yeah, the douchebag that took your Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 3, you can actually play as him in this game. And of course, this is the game where Knuckles finally realizes that Dr. Robotnik is the actual enemy of the game, and he decides to team up with Sonic to save the world. Now, unlike Sonic, Knuckles actually controls quite differently. Besides having all of the moves that Sonic does, Knuckles also has a few other abilities. He can glide through the air, which reminds me of a certain... and he can actually climb on walls and jump from side to side. You know, kind of like a wall jump. Knuckles is great to play as, although is it just me, or does he control a bit too heavier than Sonic? I don't know if that's just me, but maybe Knuckles is heavier than Sonic. But outside of Knuckles, Sonic and Knuckles is pretty much the same as Sonic 3, only there's no save feature, or Tails. Oh right, I forgot to bring up the save feature. You see, in Sonic 3 there's actually a save feature instead of continues, so you can continue from the last level. I can't believe I forgot to bring that up. Well, it's a good thing I did now. So yeah, both of these games on their own are pretty good games. At least that's what I experienced when I played them on the Sonic Mega Collection. However, because I played these games so many times, I unlocked something special. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I remember the time I unlocked Sonic 3 and Knuckles on the Sonic Mega Collection, I was like, holy crap, you can actually play Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles in the same game? And it turns out that was the case back then as well. Sonic & Knuckles was actually a bulky Genesis cartridge, and if you attach Sonic 3 to it, you get Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So you basically get all of the levels from both games, you get the save feature, you get to play as Tails, and there's actually a new feature in the game known as Master Emeralds. You see, after you collect all of the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you'll then be introduced to the Master Emeralds. Once again, if you complete the special stage, you'll be then rewarded with a Master Emerald instead of a Chaos Emerald. And if you get all of the Master Emeralds, you get Sonic's newest transformation, Hyper Sonic. Hypersonic is super cool to play as. He can double jump, he can run really fast, he's pretty much Supersonic, only better. So overall, playing Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles on their own, they're just good games. However, if you play Sonic 3 and Knuckles together, then it's a fantastic video game. All of the features are sprinkled into one, with so many new features added into this game that make it one of the best, if not the best, Sonic game of all time. My only real issue with this game is I feel like some of the levels can go on for a little bit too long. I mean, levels sometimes feel like they go for like 5 to 7 minutes. But honestly, that's just a small gripe. I'm giving this game a 9.5 out of 10, and yes, I know that's far from a perfect score, but come on, a game with a score that high? That's a sign of a truly fantastic video game, and it is certainly one of the best video games I have ever played in my entire life. I played this game non-stop when I got the Sonic Mega Collection, and I haven't stopped playing it since. Whew, well, that about wraps it up for the Sonic Marathon, folks. I know I was originally going to do more, but honestly, this is really what I'm satisfied with. And especially because this month I've got another marathon planned. There's a special game coming out that I'm looking forward to, and it comes out on the 30th of June. And we're going to be doing a marathon this month on a particular marsupial. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this Sonic Marathon. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.